Hello students, I hope you're all okay during this time of the pandemic. But I hope you haven't stopped studying. Uh, so today I have come with a topic. I think you have already studied it in the classroom, but nonetheless we have to revise those topics again and again. So today's topic is direct and indirect speech, which is also known as narration. So let's see what we can learn from today's class. Before starting our main topic, we have to set some learning objectives, like what are we going to learn from this session. So first we have to understand what is speech or narration. We have to know what is a direct speech and what is an indirect speech, what a reporting speech and what a reported speech are, and how the tenses are changed in transformation from direct to indirect speech, how the persons are changed accordingly, and at the same time how the adverbs in some cases changes in the transformation from direct to indirect speech. Let's begin with what is speech or narration. Speech is whatever the speaker says or said, অর্থাৎ বক্তা যা বলেন বা বলেছেন তাকেই আমরা স্পিচ বলে থাকি. That means the way of reporting the speech of a speaker is called narration or speech. We can classify speech into two types. First one is direct speech and the second one is indirect speech. Let's begin with the direct speech. It is the exact speech pronounced by the speaker which is put within a quotation mark. অর্থাৎ যখন বক্তার বক্তব্যটি হুবহু কোনো একটি কোটেশন মার্কের ভেতরে তুলে দেওয়া হয় তখন তাকে আমরা বলছি direct speech. On the other hand, the indirect speech is the substance of the speaker's speech given by someone else's point of view. অর্থাৎ অন্য কোনো ব্যক্তির দৃষ্টিকোণ থেকে যখন আমরা বক্তার বক্তব্যটি তুলে ধরি তাকে আমরা বলছি indirect speech. যদি আমরা একটা এক্সাম্পল গুলো দেখি, the first example of the direct speech is here as he says I am writing a letter. এখানে বক্তার বক্তব্যটি হুবহু আমরা কোটেশন মার্কের ভেতরে তুলে দিয়েছি। কিন্তু অন্যদিকে আমরা যদি ইনডাইরেক্ট স্পিচের দিকে তাকাই তাহলে প্রথম এক্সাম্পলটিতে দেখতে পাচ্ছি he says that he is writing a letter. এখানে আমরা যেটা দেখছি সেটা হচ্ছে বক্তার পয়েন্ট অফ ভিউটি পাল্টে গিয়েছে। অনুরূপভাবে এখানে আরো দুটি এক্সাম্পল দেওয়া আছে, আশা করি তোমরা বুঝতে পারবে। If we dissociate a direct speech, we'll get two parts. One is reporting speech, another one is reported speech. Reporting speech is the part which is outside the inverted comma and the part before the comma. It involves two parties, the reporter and to whom he or she is reporting. For example, he said to his friend, I like sweets very much. In the sentence, the bold yellow colored part is the reporting speech. On the other hand, a reported speech is the part which is within the inverted commas. For example, he said to his friend, I like sweets very much. Here, I like sweets very much. This part is called the reported speech. Here a sample example is given. The example is Karen said to Jimmy, I have learned Spanish. Here the first word Karen is the subject of the reporting verb. And then the word said is called the reporting verb and Jimmy is the object of the reporting verb. Now let's go to the reported speech. Here the underlined part is called the reported speech and the subject of the verb in the reported speech is I And the object of the verb in the reported speech is Spanish. Now, before transforming a direct speech into indirect speech, we have to go through some terms and conditions of indirect speech or reported speech. The first one is no inverted commas are used. Reporting speech and reported speech are joined with each other by conjunctions like that, if, or whether. তার মানে যখন আমরা ডিরেক্ট থেকে ইনডাইরেক্ট স্পিচে রূপান্তর করব তখন আমরা বিভিন্ন কনজাংশন যেমন অ্যাসার্টিভ সেন্টেন্স, ইম্পারেটিভ সেন্টেন্স, এক্সক্লেমেটরি এবং অবজেক্টিভের ক্ষেত্রে আমরা দ্যাট ব্যবহার করতে পারি এবং ইন্টারোগেটিভ সেন্টেন্সের ক্ষেত্রে ইফ অথবা ওয়েদার ব্যবহার করতে পারি। নাম্বার 2, রিপোর্টিং স্পিচ অ্যান্ড রিপোর্টেড স্পিচ হ্যাভ নো কমা ইন বিটুইন দেম, অর্থাৎ আমরা ডিরেক্ট থেকে ইনডিরেক্ট স্পিচ করবার সময় আমরা কমাটি উঠিয়ে দেব। Number 3, interrogative, exclamatory, optative, and imperative sentence are converted to the assertive sentence. তার মানে সেন্টেন্স যে রকমেরই হোক না কেন আমরা সেগুলোকে assertive সেন্টেন্সে রূপান্তর করব। And the last one, full stop is used instead of question or exclamatory mark. তার মানে সেন্টেন্স যে ধরনের হোক না কেন আমরা ফুল স্টপ ব্যবহার করব নাকি কোয়েশ্চেন মার্ক এবং এক্সক্লেমেশন মার্ক। While transforming from direct to indirect speech, the tense of the reported speech follows the tense of the reporting speech. অর্থাৎ আমাদের রিপোর্টিং ভার্ব যদি পাস্ট টেন্সে হয়ে থাকে তাহলে আমাদের রিপোর্টেড স্পিচটি অবশ্যই পরিবর্তিত হবে। যদি আমরা একটা এক্সাম্পলটা দেখি তাহলে আমরা দেখতে পাবো হি সেড জারা ইজ প্লেইং দ্য পিয়ানো। এখানে আমাদের রিপোর্টিং ভার্বটি দেওয়া আছে পাস্ট টেন্সে এবং আমরা যদি এটাকে ইনডিরেক্ট করি তাহলে যেটা করতে হচ্ছে আমাদেরকে সেটা হচ্ছে হি সেড দ্যাট জারা ওয়াজ প্লেইং দ্য পিয়ানো। এখানে আমরা পরিবর্তন যেটা দেখতে পাচ্ছি সেটা হচ্ছে যেখানে ইজ প্লেইং ছিল ডিরেক্ট স্পিচে সেখানে ইনডিরেক্ট স্পিচে এসে সেটা ওয়াজ প্লেইং অর্থাৎ তার টেন্সটি পরিবর্তিত হয়ে গিয়েছে। অন্যদিকে আমাদের রিপোর্টেড স্পিচ পরিবর্তন হবে না যদি না আমাদের রিপোর্টিং ভার্ব প্রেজেন্ট টেন্স অথবা ফিউচার টেন্স থাকে। ফর এক্সাম্পল, হি সেজ মাই স্কুল উইল বি ক্লোজড ফর 1 মান্থ। এটাকে যদি ইনডিরেক্ট করা হয় হি সেজ দ্যাট হিজ স্কুল উইল বি ক্লোজড ফর 1 মান্থ। এখানে যদি একটু ক্লোজলি খেয়াল করি তাহলে দেখবো এখানে আমাদের টেন্সের কোনো প্রকারের পরিবর্তন হয়নি। আমরা যদি আরেকটা এক্সাম্পল দেখি, হি উইল সে মাদার ক্যান কাম এনি টাইম। ইনডিরেক্ট করা হলে হি উইল সে দ্যাট মাদার ক্যান কাম এনি টাইম। উভয় ক্ষেত্রে আমাদের রিপোর্টেড স্পিচে টেন্সের কোনো প্রকার পরিবর্তন হয়নি। When we change the direct speech to indirect, we have to change the reporting speech also according to different types of sentences. For example, for interrogative sentence, we have to change the reporting verb into asked or inquired. For imperative sentence, we have to change the reporting verb to offered, promised, ordered, commanded, etc. For object sentence, we have to change it to wished or prayed. For example, here, Kia said, "What is the time now?" Here, the sentence is in direct speech, but when we change it into indirect, we have changed the reporting verb said to asked. Apart from that, we have to change the person of the speech also. For example, the first person of the reported speech changes according to the subject of the reporting verb. The second person in the reported speech also changes according to the object of the reporting verb, and in case of third person, there will be no change at all. And the last thing is, sometimes we have to change the adverbs of the direct speech, and there will be a list given at the end of the video. As we have already mentioned that if the reporting verb of the speech is in past tense, then the reported speech will change accordingly. So now we will discuss the changes in the tense thoroughly. First, the present indefinite tense, uh, it changes into past indefinite tense. For example, he said to me she finishes her task in time. Here, she finishes her task in time is in present indefinite. But when it changes to indirect, it changes its tense and it becomes past indefinite tense. For example, he told me that she finished her task in time. Here we can see the change clearly. Next, the present continuous tense also changes into past continuous tense. For example, he said to me she is going to school. Here, she is going to school is in present continuous tense. But if we see into the indirect speech, we can see that the tense has already changed. It has become past continuous tense. So in this way, we should change the tenses of the sentence. The present perfect tense also changes into past perfect tense. For example, he said to me she has passed the exam. Here, she has passed the exam is in the present perfect tense, but in the indirect speech it turns into past perfect. For example, he told me that she had passed the exam. After that, the present perfect continuous tense also transformed into past perfect continuous tense. For example, he said to me, she has been studying for 5 hours. Here, she has been studying for 5 hours is in present perfect continuous tense, but in the indirect speech, it turns into past perfect continuous. For example, he told me that she had been studying for 5 hours. If the reported speech is in past indefinite tense, then we have to change it into past perfect while transforming it to indirect. For example, he said to me she did it. If we do it indirect, it would be he told me that she had done it. Here we can see the changes in the tense from past indefinite to past perfect tense. And if the reported speech is in past continuous tense, then while transforming to indirect, it would be past perfect continuous tense. For example, he said to me, she was doing the work. The indirect would be, he told me that she had been doing the work. Here we can clearly see the changes of the tenses from past continuous to past perfect continuous tense. But in case of past perfect tense and past perfect continuous tense, there will be no change in the tense of the reported speech, but the changes in the adverbs or the persons will be there. For example, he said to me, you had done it. If we do it into indirect, then it would be, he told me that I had done it. And the example is, he said to me, I had been studying for 3 hours. The indirect would be, he told me that he had been studying for 3 hours. Here we can see that there is no change in the tense, but we can also see the changes in the persons of the following direct speech to indirect speech. So this is how we can change the tenses of the reported speech. There is a certain change in case of modal auxiliary verbs. For example, shall, will, can, may, etc. may turn into should, would, could, and might. For example, he said to me she will go to school. In case of indirect speech, it would be he told me that she would go to school. In this way, we have to change the modal auxiliary verbs. In case of the reported speech being universal truth or habitual fact, there will be no changes in the tense form of the reported speech from direct to indirect. For example, he said the sun rises in the east, not the west. The indirect is He said that the sun rises in the east, not the west. Here we can clearly see no changes in the verb form because the statement is universal truth, and as we have already mentioned, there will be no certain changes in case of universal truth or habitual fact. As I have previously mentioned that a certain amount of adverbs need to be changed during the transformation from direct to indirect. Here I have given you a list of it, and these are the basics of transformation of the direct to indirect narration. In the next video, I would rather talk about the passive narration and how we can transform the direct passes to indirect narration, and there are some tips and tricks about it. So let's hope for it and take care of yourself. Goodbye.